Hello everyone, this is Kyle Galaz with Poor2Pro Car Sales Training. I'm honored to do this podcast and to help car salesmen get better and better and better until they are the best and they're making over $100,000 a year. It's an honor for me to do that, and I appreciate you guys listening. The first podcast went great. We talked about turning lookers into buyers and not buyers into lookers. What was really cool is when I posted, I started getting comments about it, positive feedback, and support from you guys, so I appreciate it. Reddit user, I got to give him a shout out because he gave me the idea for the next podcast, which is this podcast, number 2. His username is Daz Come Home. He's new to the car business. He's been in the business about 3 months, and he wants to know how to deal with a bad month. So we're going to be talking about the infamous bad month in the car business and how to get out of it. And maybe he's having a bad month, or maybe you're having a bad month. It's the 20th of the month. What are you at for sales? Probably not where you want to be, but let's figure out how to change that. All right? So first and foremost, step 1, if you just came out of a bad month, maybe you were last on the totem pole, is relax and breathe. Stop, relax, and breathe. Because customers can detect commission breath. When you're so eager to sell a car and you're skipping steps, customers can detect that. They know when a salesman is struggling and just wants to make a sale. So you got to stop and reset and breathe. Another thing too, don't worry, your manager's not going to fire you. You're not going to get demoted. It happens in the car business. They know because it's happened to them. It's happened to me. So you just need to relax, calm down, go back to the basics, which we'll talk about that too. Right? So just relax. Second, your attitude is altitude. If you have a positive attitude, you're going to soar with the eagles. If you have a negative attitude, you're going to sit there with the ducks. Attitude is altitude. Make sure if you're coming out of a bad month that you flip your whole mindset and go back to being positive, just like you were in the first day when they said, hey, you can go sell a car on the floor. You have that nervous energy, but you're very positive, and you're wandering the lot trying to find anybody to talk to. You need to go back to that positive attitude, because your attitude is really everything that you got. Everything starts with your attitude and grows off of that. I notice in the car business, the people that come to work and their attitude is great, they get a customer, and they're so contagious with this positive attitude that the customer's all of a sudden signing for a car. Like, well, honey, what's going on? I guess we're buying a car. It's because that salesman with that killer attitude is intoxicating, and it's almost hypnotizing because they have that. Now, it's not a fake. It's a genuine positive attitude, so be careful. You don't want to be fake because customers can detect fake. But that true, genuine positive attitude is very contagious as opposed to the negative attitude. But we're talking about the stuff to get you out of the slump you may be in. Also, remember, there's peaks and valleys in the car business. It happens once in a while. The goal is to have way more peaks than valleys. So remember that. It does happen. Don't feel like it's just you and it's just, oh my gosh, my whole year is going to get screwed up because of this bad month. No, it happens. Peaks and valleys happen to everybody. Okay? Here's something that may not make sense right now, but it's going to shortly. There is a value in having a bad month. Now, maybe not a monetary value because your paycheck is not to your liking and you're depositing it late at night when the bank is closed through the drive-thru, right? So you had a bad month, you got a bad paycheck. But the value is the experience, okay? So you want to dissect the month that you had that was terrible and figure out and write these things down. My bad month, October 2020, and write all the things down that you either did wrong or skipped, and figure out what did I do in this scenario for the October or whatever month it was, excuse me, that made my month really bad and made my paycheck really bad. Because now you can build off that. And you may have a car sales manager that's really good at training. But most car sales managers are good at desking deals, helping you close deals, but they're not very good at training. Hopefully you have one that's good at training that can say, hey, I noticed a few things that you did this month, and he can help you dissect your month. Get with your sales manager and see if they can help you, or your general sales manager, or somebody that's been in the car business. But if they can't help you, I will. I will take you to the promised land by my podcast. So find out what you did wrong in that month, write it down, figure out how can you change that. It could be bad walkarounds, it could be not asking for the sale, right? That's a big problem in the car business, not asking for the sale. It could be not building rapport. Remember, there's 11 steps to that sale. Are you skipping any of them? Are you not eating before work? Are your clothes wrinkled? Something happened that month that threw you off. So you need to figure out what it is, write it on the paper, and never do it again. Or practice at getting better at it if it's something you're lacking as far as skill. Because you are new, so you are still learning. But write everything down that you think could hinder you from making a sale. Now, there's also two types of salesmen that come out of a bad month, and I've met them both. There's type 1. Man, I shouldn't be in the car business. I want to find a new job. I want to work for the city. They pay good, and they have good benefits, right? The car business sucks. It's the dealership's fault. It's advertising. That's type 1. And then there's type 2, which is you, which is me. And this type person says, I will never get that paycheck again, that small of a paycheck, even if I die trying. And that is a true gladiator spirit, and that's the guy that's going to become a sales titan and make over $100,000 a year, is that mental attitude. Okay? CEOs don't wait around for business. They make business. That's you. You are the CEO. Remember, act like you're the owner of the dealership mentally. The owner of the dealership's not going to let a customer dictate the sale, and he's going to stay positive because he wants to make some money to pay back his investors. So think like a CEO while you're at work. Always. Okay, things that will help you out of a slump. Stay off political social media posts. Think about your last month that you just had and if it was tough. Were you on there talking about debates between Biden and Trump and this and that? Probably. You got to stay off those social media posts because they're only negative. There's never a positive political social media post, right? Now, if you're posting on social media during the day, good for you. But post stuff about the car business. You got to become obsessed with the car business. You can still have a home life. You can still take your days off. But while you're at work, you need to become obsessed with it and be posting like crazy on Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media you have. Post good deals. Post pictures of cars. Ask opinions. Do whatever you got to do. But if you're going to be on social media, stay away from political stuff and post about your car business. Another thing too, it might sound cheesy and corny, but don't wait to eat. If you're hungry, grab something real quick. Get back on the sales floor. When you have no energy and you're hungry, and then an up comes on the lot that requires a lot of energy, you may lose that deal because you just don't have the calories to burn for this exhausting customer. Remember, some of those hard deals are the best rewards because that customer has good credit. He may be a hard sale, but guess what? He could buy as many cars as he wants, but they require more energy. You got to eat. Okay, now I tried this for a few years when I first started in the car business, and that's making money in the Huddle. But I learned pretty quick that the Huddle pays $0 and 0 cents an hour, right? I saw the contract. The Huddle pays nothing. Stay out of the Huddle. If you just came out of a bad month, think about how many Huddle conversations you had. Most Huddles are negative. Misery loves company. Well, guess what? The guys in the Huddle are also the guys that had a bad month too. Look at it. Tomorrow when you're at work, look at the Huddle and look at their sales numbers. And then look at the sales board and see who's on top and look for him. He's not in the Huddle. He's out hustling. That's you. Become that guy. Get out of that Huddle. Okay? Another thing to turn your month around, remember we got 10 days left in this month. You can sell 10 more cars, one a day. But you got to have a plan for your day. So if you're struggling, car salesmen like to wing it. They like to come to work and just hope a deal lands on their lap. That's not how it works. That'll get you 5 cars a month. Those are the low-hanging fruit. They're easy to pick. But if you want to have a massive month every month, you need to have a plan when you come into work. And this is the plan I'm talking about. How many calls you're going to make that day, how many emails you're going to send, how many vehicles you're going to post on social media, and how many ups you're going to take. And I'm going to give you some numbers to work by, okay, or work towards. First is ups. 5 ups a day, 4 demos, 3 write-ups, 2 sent into finance, 1 approved. If you take 5 ups in a day, I guarantee you, most of the time you're going to sell a car that day. Now, sometimes you might take 1 up and sell a car. Okay, but don't stop there. 1 up, 1 car sale. Do those other 4, because you might get another car sale out of it. Those are the guys that sell 20 plus cars a month. They don't look at their handiwork and stare at their vouchers for 3 days. They go out and sell a car right after they sold a car. So write this down. If you got a pen near you, you're going to take 5 ups a day. 4 write-ups. 5 ups, 4 demos, 3 write-ups, 2 sent into finance, 1 approved and sold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Also, how many calls are you making? Now, if you're struggling to make calls, you can't go from making 1 or 2 a day to 30. Okay, you got to stair step it. So your goal should be double digits in the calls, 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, that should be your goal. And I'm not talking just to get through the motions. You really need to talk to these people and try to make appointments. Remember this, you can't sell a car over the phone. You got to sell the appointment when you are making those calls. Get them in. You got to get them in. So on this sheet of paper, I suggest for a daily work plan, you get a blank piece of paper that you can make copies of. Do your 5 ups. Have a line so you can put their name, phone number, and you have 5 ups on there. At least 10 phone calls, at least 10 to 20 emails, and at least post 1 car a day on social media. Even if you have to make your own Facebook just for yourself for the car business. But you got to stay active. So if you're having a tough month or you just came out of a tough month, turn things around by staying active and having a plan through your next day. So try it tomorrow. Everyone's working tomorrow. It's Saturday. Try it tomorrow to have a plan. Okay? Here's something that is interesting about the car business and really just commission sales is commission sales has no sympathy and does not discriminate. You get on your paycheck, or your paycheck is a direct reflection of your work ethic and skills. So if you're making, let's just use a round number. If you're taking home $3,000 a month, take home, and you want to take home $6,000 a month, what do you need to do? Think about it. Take a moment. I'm currently taking $3,000 home a month, $1,500 every 2 weeks or whatever, however you get paid, and I want to make $6,000 take home. What you need to do if you want to double your income is double your workload. Whatever you're doing, times it by 2. If you're taking 2 ups a day, take 4. If you're making 5 calls a day, make 10. If you're sending 10 emails, send 20. Double your workload, double your income. Triple your workload, maybe even triple your income. But use your day wisely. You only have a set amount of hours throughout the day to be effective. Use your time wisely. Here's what I want you to remember too. 1 bad month doesn't make it a bad year. So dads, come home. If you had a bad month, don't worry about it. Doesn't mean you have a bad year. And guess what? 1 bad year doesn't make your career bad. Your whole career is not based off 1 year. Okay? But on the flip side of that, bad habits can ruin a month. Bad habits can ruin a year. And bad habits can ruin your career. Now, it can ruin it as far as pay, right? So if you have bad habits and I'm only making about $50,000 or $60,000 a year, right? Kind of sucks. You're worth more than that. You're worth over $100,000 a year. Bad habits will do that. But what I mean by it'll ruin a career is not just the money side of it. Remember, there's always someone watching you at your dealership and watching your numbers and watching your work ethic. It could ruin your career by they passed you up on a promotion. They're looking for the next finance guy. And they interviewed everybody, but that's because dealerships have to do that. They put people through the motion of doing the interviews and all that. And then when you don't get it, you're embarrassed. But they told everyone to apply. But guess what? They already knew the guy they were going to hire. Make that you. And you do that by having plans, being effective, grinding every day, and being the guy in the forefront. And having good habits. When you have good habits and you're doing everything right, when that next promotion comes up, your name will be first on the list. Because no one's going to touch you. Because you're that good. Another thing too, at the end of the month, guess what happens to everybody? We all go from heroes to zeros. So you get to try again next month. So if you're having a bad November, you still got 10 days to turn around. And you will turn it around because you're going to start tomorrow. But on the 1st of December, everyone's the same number. And this is your opportunity. Somebody in December 2020 is going to be Salesman of the Month. Why can't that be you? It can be, because you have the talent to do it. You can be Salesman of the Month 2020 by being effective while you're at work. Tomorrow, I want you to think about this too. There's going to be a customer that walks on the lot that's never bought there before, that's not working with anybody, that's coming in, it's a pure fresh up. A salesman is going to up that customer and sell that customer tomorrow at your dealership. Make that your customer. Put yourself out there, be in the line of fire, get that customer and make a sale. They're coming in. You just need to be right there at the right spot. Get out of your office. Okay? So I'm hoping this answers Mr. Daz Come Home question about having a slump of a month or coming out of it. There's a ton of things, right? You can't put everything in one podcast of how to turn a month around. But break it down. First, stop and relax and breathe. Get the commission breath out of your mouth. Tell your boss, hey, I know I'm struggling right now, but I'm going to turn it around. And then change your attitude. Okay? Change your attitude to pure positive. Third, stay out of the huddle. Fourth, have a plan for your day. Okay? Those are the 4 things I want you to focus on when you're coming out of a bad month or having a bad month. And there's a bunch of stuff in between there, but just get in front of customers and it'll work itself out. But do those 4 things. All right, guys, it's been a pleasure. If you have any comments or suggestions for the new my next podcast, number 3, let me know. If not, I got a ton of stuff I want to go over. But I appreciate you guys making it this far. I hope some of this stuff helps. Remember, you are a titan. You're going to make $100,000 more a year, but you just got to sharpen your tools, sharpen your knives, and you will get there. I appreciate it. Again, my name is Kyle Galaz. Thank you for listening.